Hello everyone, welcome back to Lovely Lavender Wishes. It's Renee and I hope you're having a very blessed day today. So today we are going to be in John 10 actually. The first few verses, let's just read them, verses I guess 1 through 18. It's talking about Jesus talking to his people, saying that he's the good shepherd, but he also says that he's the door. So he says, truly, truly, I say to you. And remember our previous video, when he says truly, truly, it means he's saying he has firsthand knowledge. Like this is the truth. This is it. This isn't like I heard this or whatever. This is like, honestly, you need to listen to me, okay? So truly, truly, I say to you, he who does not enter the sheepfold by the door, but climbs in by another way, that man is a thief and a robber. But he who enters by the door is the shepherd of the sheep. To him, the gatekeeper opens. The sheep hear his voice, and he calls his own sheep by name and leads them out. When he has brought out all his own, he goes before them, and the sheep follow him, for they know his voice. A stranger they will not follow, but they will flee from him, for they do not know the voice of strangers. This figure of speech Jesus used with them, but they did not understand what he was saying to them. So Jesus is talking to all the people around him, and they're not understanding what he's saying. So Jesus again said to them, truly, truly, I say to you, I am the door of the sheep. This is one of his I am statements, y'all. There's a bunch of them in John, and this is, I think, the third I am statement. So all who came, I think there's 7 in total, if I'm not mistaken. 7 is the number of completion in the Bible. All who came before me are thieves and robbers, but the sheep did not listen to them. I am the door. Again, he says it. If anyone enters by me, he will be saved and will go in and out and find pasture. The thief only comes to steal, kill, and destroy. I came that they might have life and have it abundantly. I'm sure many of you have heard that verse before. I am the good shepherd. Here's another I am statement. The good shepherd lays down his life for the sheep. He who is a hired hand and not a shepherd, who does not own the sheep, sees the wolf coming and leaves the sheep and flees, and the wolf snatches them and scatters them. He flees because he is a hired hand and cares nothing for the sheep. I am, again, the good shepherd. I know my own, and my own know me, just as the Father knows me, and I know the Father, and I lay down my life for the sheep. And I have other sheep that are not of this fold. I must bring them also, and they will listen to my voice. So there will be one flock, one shepherd. For this reason, the Father loves me, because I lay down my life that I might take it up again. No one takes it from me, but I lay it down on my own accord. I have authority to lay it down, and I have authority to take it up again. This charge I have received from my Father. So today's page, we are going to be talking about the door and the sheepfold and the sheep. I mean, gosh, you could do so many word studies on all this stuff, y'all. But it's going to be a layered page, and I really don't have a plan for this page. I printed this little door image off of Google. This was not a printable, so anyone can get it. Just go on Google, search for door images or something like that. I loved this one. There's so many out there. Pick which one you like. So this one I am going to glue onto the page. And I am following kind of what Kimberly over at His Palette did just recently. She did like a layered page using one of her images, and I really liked the process. So I've never done it. I mean, I haven't. I just watched her do hers, and I'm gonna kind of, let's put this up here. I'm gonna kind of imitate it and maybe just kind of do things my own way again. I saw what she did. I'm gonna take some of those ideas and then just modify it to what I'm doing. So that's what, most people do. They'll just modify it to what you have. So I grabbed a bunch of washi tape, all different kinds. I just figured some of these would maybe bring out the blue in the door, the pink here, and then some browns and such. And this was bricks, and I'm gonna use bricks. So I really liked this. And this, I'm thinking, I wanna tear a little, if I can get it going. But again, I have no rhyme or reason for this page, so we're gonna see how it works. Actually, since I have this little piece, I'm gonna stick this along the side. I always love using all my little pieces as well. We're gonna put a bunch of washi tape down. So I did prep my page, both sides, because I'm gonna kind of carry it over onto this page. And I want this little white piece off, so I'm gonna cut this off. But as we're doing this, I'm just gonna put washi tape in just a variety of areas. So as we're doing this, we can talk about the door and what it means. I mean, you can do a whole, like I said, a whole word study about doors in the Bible and sheepfolds and shepherds and all of that. But he doesn't say, if you notice in here, Jesus doesn't say, I am a door. He says, I am the door, like the only door by which we may enter and be saved. The only door. I'm going to tear this again. And then a little bit about the sheep. I'll get more into doors in a little bit, but a little bit about the sheep, because he talks about being the shepherd and then the sheepfold. For those of you who've never done a study on sheep, I really suggest you do, because you can learn so much about sheep. I've learned, oh my gosh, y'all, I've got stuff everywhere. I've learned a ton of stuff. So you can literally just spend a day doing a study about sheep, and it'll teach you a lot about yourself, for sure. But they are the most helpless animals in the animal kingdom. They spend their entire day grazing and wandering around from place to place, which is hilarious because that sounds like me sometimes. Let's see. They don't like going to anywhere, like they will not drink out of anything that's like running or moving water. So they'll only drink out of like a pond or a lake or whatever that's got still water. And that should automatically bring your mind to Psalm 23, where it says he'll lead us beside still waters, just like the stupid sheep. So he brings us to still waters. They'll wander from place to place and literally never look up. So their pen could literally be in front of their eyes and they would never know it. Like their sheep pen could be literally right in front of them and they would never even see it, because they just kind of just mosey around, you know. They never look up. So as a result, they often become lost. So you'll hear that a lot in the Bible about the lost sheep. Again, y'all, I don't know. I'm just no rhyme or reason here to what I'm doing. Just sticking washi tape in places. So sheep will get lost quite often. They have no homing instinct, so they're literally incapable of finding their way back to their home or their sheepfold. Even, like I said, when it's in plain sight, it could be right in front of their face, and they're not going to know it. So, you know, doesn't that describe you sometimes? You know, you could be literally right where you need to be, but you don't know it. You know, it could be right in front of your face. I miss things that are right in front of my face all the time. I want to get some of this blue in here somewhere. So let me see what else. What else about sheep? I'm trying to remember. Oh, they're followers. They're totally helpless against predators, and they won't even defend themselves. Instead, they'll kind of huddle together, and by huddling together, it makes them an easier target for the enemy, and they can get, you know, killed a lot easier that way. Let's put some over here. I want it against the side. Oh gosh, I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's tear that part. We'll put this against the side here. Let me think what else. So they'll huddle together. They're totally dependent on their shepherd, and they know their shepherd's voice. So for instance, if there's like a bunch of sheep out in the pasture from a whole bunch of different flocks, the different shepherds could come out there and call their sheep, and the sheep will know, and they'll divide themselves according to the shepherd's voice that they hear. Let me move some of this stuff, y'all. So the sheep recognize their shepherd's voice, which I think is pretty cool. I'm just going to put some blue here. So Jesus even says, you'll recognize my voice. My sheep know my voice, which is cool. So there's two kinds of pens, usually. There's one that's found in the city or in the, you know, cities or metropolises or, you know, in the villages. And those pens usually will hold several flocks of sheep. And there'll be either a porter or a doorkeeper who guards the door to that fold of the sheep. And then in, I don't know if I want to cover that up. Then in the wilderness or out in the out in the fields, there's another type of sheep pen, and that pen is, just trying to get some pink in different areas here. A lot of this is going to get covered up, but some of it's going to show through. So out in the wilderness, or, you know, maybe out in the fields, there'll be another sheep pen, and that one, it'll be usually like a big circle or oval or something, and they pile rocks up to make a wall, and there's only one little opening for a door, but there's no gate or door actually there. So actually, the shepherd, it's just an opening. So the shepherd would keep his sheep in and keep the predators out by laying his body literally across that open doorway. Let's put some down here. I'm talking and not crafting, y'all. I don't know what I'm doing here. Let's see, I use that one, use this one. Let's use a little bit of this. I'll put some down here. Let me think what else. I'm trying to do two things at once and my brain can't work that way. So he guarded the door, and so that way he would lay across the opening. So he literally then, the shepherd at that point, he literally becomes the door. So isn't that cool how Jesus says, I am the shepherd, but I'm also the door. And literally the shepherd does become the door when he lies across the opening. So I think that was really, really cool. And so Jesus is both the shepherd and the door who provides for all of his sheep's needs. The sheep is us. And under whose protection that we're under, because the shepherd would be the one to protect all the sheep. And so that's what Jesus does for us, is he provides for us and he protects us. Okay, so I have all this down. So I'm bringing some of the colors of this door in. Okay, the next thing I'm gonna do, we'll talk some more, but I have this light and fluffy modeling paste. And let's see, where is my... I have this Tim Holtz kind of, it looks like a brick wall. So I'm going to take the modeling paste with my little knife here, the little palette knife. It looks like marshmallows, y'all. Every time I see this, I want to eat some. Looks so good. But I'm going to take some of this and kind of put some through here. And I'm just haphazardly putting some in. Ugh, God, I'm getting it everywhere. Gotta get messy. So I'm gonna put some over there. Put some coming off the page here. I'm going over some of the picture, some of the washi tape. Gonna do that. So we've got some bricks showing. I'm gonna put some down here. Maybe some coming out this side over here. I don't know, I always do that. Do like threes. And I just want it haphazard. I don't want like a perfect straight wall. I just want it kind of like, just kind of peeking out. Okay. Whew. And then what I'm going to do is I'm just gonna kind of brush some extra stuff onto the page to give the page a little bit of different texture. So it's gonna dry in these different ridges and such. So when we put paint and stuff over it, it'll all be texturized and have different ridges and don't want any on the door though. Some up there. I'm just kind of squiggly wiggly in it, different spots. Okay, let me grab this and let's wipe this off real quick. You want to wipe off your stencils with the texture paste, or at least put them, if you can, put them right into water. Wipe them off or put them in water, one of the two, because this stuff will dry and it'll get a little bit harder to get off. It's easier if you just wipe it off. Same with your, and then you can always go wash it later. I'll move that to the side over there. I'm gonna close this. So in the meantime, we gotta dry this. So, and I'm thinking, where did I just put my, I don't want this all in this crease right here. So I think I'm gonna, I just noticed I had that there. So I'm gonna kind of, whoop, I'm getting my fingers everywhere. Scrape some of that off out of that crease. It'll be easier to dry. Okay. I don't know, we'll see how this all turns out. I know Kimberly's turns out so beautiful when she does all her layering. So let's see, so we'll dry this. And in the meantime, we'll still talk about the sheep and the doors and the pens and all that. So, like I was saying, Jesus is both the shepherd and the door, who provides for all of our needs and whose protection we're under. So he literally would lay, or the shepherd would literally lay across the doorway of the pen, and that's, he would protect the sheep. He would make sure they stay in their pen, don't wander and get lost, as well as keep all the enemies out, all the predators out. And in this sheep pen, there's always only one door. There's not multiple ways into the sheep pen. It's just one door. So that's like a great metaphor about, salvation, and how there is only one way, and it's through Jesus that we become saved. And Jesus was emphasizing that fact, saying, I am the door, not a door, but the only door. The shepherd is sovereign over the sheep, which means he owns the sheep. He claims those sheep as his own. The sheep know that he's their owner. Again, they know his voice. They'll only come when they hear their own shepherd's voice. So there could be a whole bunch of sheep out in the pasture, and you could have 4 or 5 different shepherds calling, but each sheep knows the voice of their shepherd, and they'll go running to only their shepherd. So if some other shepherd's calling, they won't run towards that shepherd because they know it's not theirs. So I think it's just, you could do a whole study on sheep and shepherds, and learn a lot. And I think by doing that, it really opens up scripture. At least for me, it really opens up scripture as to, the metaphors and the images and the pictures that Jesus would always portray in scripture. He really opens up like a whole world to you if you understand, how things work, like how the shepherds and sheep react to each other. The other thing I wanted to point out about doors in scripture, you could do a whole study on doors, like finding scripture references on doors. And from what I saw, they said doors were mentioned over 180 times in the Bible. That's a lot of times that doors are mentioned. And the best thing to do if you want to do something like that is you can write down all the different scriptures. Like some are Revelation 3:8 or Matthew 7:7, or even, John 10, because he mentions doors a lot. But the difference is you can do like a chart when you're doing doors about closed and open doors and see what the characteristics are for closed and open doors. Okay, this is almost finished, y'all. So doors in scripture signify communication and conjunction. So if the door is open, you've got open communication with the Lord. If the door is closed, that communication is cut off for some reason. So it's really cool to do a scripture study on doors and do all the references of scripture and find out, if those doors are open and closed and what scripture says about that. So that could be a whole other study that you can do. So I don't know. I get so excited about all that stuff. Okay, but I gotta finish. Okay, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about doors and shepherds and sheep and stuff. Now let's focus on this page. So I've got, that one's a little, let's wipe that one off. So most of this hopefully is pretty dry. Okay, I have some water here and I have some watercolors. I have the pink that I want to bring out, like this green. There's a little bit of green there and browns, as well as this like kind of like teal blue. I've got stuff everywhere. And let me move this. I got my watercolor brush, and let's get some of this going. I'm gonna get this tan going. Hopefully y'all can see. And we're just gonna start layering, y'all. It's gonna be a lot of layering. And let me grab paper towel just in case. And as you'll see, all the watercolor and stuff will start going down into all these crevices of the texture paste. And you'll start seeing all the ridges and stuff of the texture paste. So right now I'm gonna do this color, and then we'll go back in with more color. And again, no rhyme or reason. I am just smooshing color everywhere. All over the page. We're gonna do layer upon layer upon layer. So this page is gonna take a little bit of time because there's gonna be multiple layers. And sometimes when you're doing this, you're like, oh, how's it gonna turn out? Because I don't know. And no, I do not know how this is gonna turn out, but we shall see. We shall see. Hopefully it'll turn out the way we want it to turn out. Okay, now I'm gonna put some on this side as well, into the words. And you can just take water and just smoosh it even more. You can drip it if you want. Again, it's all about artwork, and artwork is all about experimenting, getting messy, just trying new things, just have fun with it. There's no right or wrong, just take colors. You can always go back and cover it, or go back and add more color, or do other things on the page. If you don't like something, you can go back in and kind of color over it once it dries. So we'll figure it out as we go. I'm just following where I put all the, I'm trying to move this up so y'all can see. Let me just make sure I'm in camera so you can see top and bottom. There we go. Okay, let me see, let's get some over here. Now I'm gonna do a little bit darker. So I'm gonna take this darker brown here, a little bit of this black and darker brown, and kind of go in and get darker spots. As you can see, it's starting to cover the washi tape, but some of it is still going to show through, like here. And I just want different areas darker. Oop, I'm gonna try to make sure I have a piece of paper back there so my other pages don't get all painted on. You can kind of go in and dab things up if it gets a little too dark or not what you're looking for. And again, it's just layer upon layer upon layer. And as you can see down here, I did not have the brick. I just had texture paste that I just smeared around. And so it kind of looks like, let I don't know, just like a textured spot or terracotta or something, I don't know. Let's see, let's go down here with the dark. Over here a little bit. A little bit up there. See, it's starting, when you stand back from it, it's starting to look like something. Okay, so now I have a few layers on here. I'm gonna dry this. So you wanna dry in between layers, otherwise it just starts to smear together and become mud. So we don't want mud because I wanna start adding color to this. So let's get this dry. This is why you wanna prep your page, because you're using a lot of water, a lot of layers, and you're working this paper a lot. So you definitely wanna put some clear gesso over your paper. This is the hard, or not the hardest part, but just the part that takes the longest, is layer upon layer upon layer, because you got to dry in between each layer. And then you do the next layer, and then you dry, and then you do the next layer, and you dry. And see, look, this side is totally clear. Nothing's going through it yet because I prepped the page. So definitely why you want to prep the page, because you're going to be adding a lot of water and such to these pages. Trying to go as fast as I can and get this dry. I love how these washi tapes are showing through like that. Okay, we'll try that and we'll see if it starts smearing together. It's still a little damp, but okay. The next thing I wanted to do was add a little bit of this kind of army green. Let's get some more of this color to bring out the green in these flowers and such. So I'm just going into all my different areas that maybe are a little bit more white that I didn't get color in yet. I'm gonna get a little bit darker green too, smear it together. You can mix your colors. I'm always mixing my watercolors. Okay, I'm gonna leave that because I think I'm gonna put some pink over there. So again, I'm just now, just no rhyme or reason, just kind of, ooh, wow, that was some green for sure. Let's dab that one up because I don't want that bright of a green. Go down there. Some more water. So I always, when I'm doing pages like this, everyone's always like, well, how do you know what colors to use or whatever? I really just play off the colors of whatever my focal point is. So whatever image you're working with, I try to find the colors that are in that and just play off that. We'll let that like kind of trail off to the side there. Okay, and I'm gonna wash that. And now I'm gonna bring in this pink from these pink flowers. In different areas. Again, no rhyme or reason. Just trying to find areas that are a little bare. And I'm just layering up too. So you've got these little tints like showing through the browns and all that. Okay, let's see. Okay, now we gotta dry that. Whew. Let's see. I think before I dry that, I think I want some darker areas again, some more, just a few darker areas to emphasize the door. Oh yeah, like that. Ooh. Dab things up. When you have some really darker areas, it also makes things pop. You don't want to have it monotone, which means like almost all like one color or one shade throughout the whole picture. You want some darker areas. You want some spots to make things pop open. Let's do some on over here. Get down there. Let's get this piece of paper here. Okay, I'm gonna dry that now. Okay, let's see how this is gonna look when it's dry. I love these little bricks. Okay, this part though. Another good thing, a tip, is to stand back from your work sometimes, and then you can see what areas need something. Like I want something right here because I don't want this like straight line right there. You can still see a lot of the washi tape shining through different areas, which I like. You see the blue coming through here. So I didn't even have to do any blue watercolor, which I still might go in and do some. I love the bricks shining through. I really, really love that. This is going to take just a tad longer to dry. It's pretty saturated, so I want to try to get this dry as much as possible. This is the part you can fast forward on, just drying. Or you can listen to me ramble on and chat. I really can't do anything next until I get this dry. Dab some of that up. The next thing, let me check on the brush here. I guess I'll use this one. I got this fluffy brush, kind of. It's a big, I don't know, I've had this one for a while. It's a little firm, but it's not pointy or anything. It's just like a big bristle brush. And I think I'm going to use that, or I might even use my finger with my white gesso, and I'm gonna lighten some of this up. So let's see, I'm gonna grab my white gesso. So this is white gesso. This is not clear gesso, it's white. You can use white paint. I brought some acrylic paint because I wasn't sure if the watercolor would go over all this well, but the watercolor worked perfectly. So I am not going to use any acrylic paints, but yeah, I think I'm gonna just kind of go in with my finger. And then I'm gonna kind of go in some spots and just this kind of will make it like that, oh, that faded out feel. I'm going around my picture. So some parts are gonna stick out more. And some parts are gonna fade to the back. And this helps blend a lot of your images and such together. And again, get messy. You don't have to use your fingers. You can use a sponge, a brush, whatever. I don't want this like real jagged piece of washi tape to be like, oh, here I am, and this is where I end. So I'm trying to fade some of that out a little bit. I'm gonna kind of come down here and do that a little bit there. You just keep going in with your finger and just rub it out. Oh, I just pulled some of the texture paste off, that's okay. Let me see, where else? Lighten that up just a tad. And I'm making a mess. That's okay. I think I want to keep that dark. I think I want to keep some of this dark. So I'm going to fade this part out a little bit. And let's do a little bit more over here. Still really wet right there. There we go. Okay, get that in water. I'm gonna stick my finger in the water too and rinse it off. This is how I wash myself, y'all. I don't have a sink nearby. Well, it's in the kitchen. It works just as well. Okay, let me move this over here so I don't mess that up. And then I'm gonna close that up and move that. Okay, now we gotta dry that. And then we're gonna add all of our ephemera pieces. So now you can go and find any kind of ephemera pieces that you have that you want. We're gonna see what works on this page. You can do a lot more layering if you want on this. If it's not the way you want it, add more watercolor, add more gesso, add more washi tape to the top, whatever you want. Just dry. Sometimes it helps when you dry the back side. Ooh, it's getting hot. Can y'all see the brick through the camera? Like the break here, I love that. Kind of continues this picture on. And I try not to touch this part at all. So the door is here. I just went around the paper that was glued to the page. So now you can even tell where this ends and the page starts and all that. So by layering up, you can kind of blend your pictures into your page. Okay, I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to dry the back. That's where my paper was, right there. You're probably, when you're done with your page, going to want to let it sit overnight. Just keep it open. Don't shut your book, just in case some of this texture paste is still not dry, or something's still not completely dry. You might want to leave your book open overnight so it can totally dry. And then when you close it, it'll all flatten out. Trying to blow all that stuff out of the middle. There we go. Some extra little pieces of paper or texture paste or what have you. Okay, let me see. A couple more seconds, or 30 more seconds here. Now, for those of you who don't want to write or cover any of your words, you can just work on one side. This is my interleaved Bible. Interleaved means you have a blank page on every page. You have one side is writing, one side is blank. So I love it because then you have a whole page to collage on or do whatever on, and you don't have to worry about covering your words. Okay. Well, I think it's pretty dry. We shall see. It's going to be hard to glue if it's not. This is a little damp right here. Okay, well, in the meantime, okay, I have, what do I have? I had a couple of these, like little ephemera pieces that I was thinking can stick on here. And I could put like door up here. And then I also have, this is a chipboard set that I have from Bo Bunny. And I'm not sure which one this one's called. Family Heirlooms Chipboard Stickers by Bo Bunny. Right here, Bo Bunny. Right there. So if any of you are interested, that's where I got this. So I was looking on here and I really loved, I definitely love these. And I've had this thing forever, so let's see if these come off. These little flowers, I thought, oh yeah, those colors are gonna go perfectly. And then I loved this key. So let's see if this will work, because he's not only the door, but like he's the key, I think. Like, and if you can do a word study on keys in the Bible as well. I'm trying to think how I would want this. Maybe, let me see. Maybe like that, and I can even do like a pop dot on that. I don't know. I want to make sure I'm not pulling up the paint. Y'all, I need help. How do we want to do this? I could just put it on top. I don't like that. Oh, y'all, I do this for all the time. Like, how do I want it? And I'll sit there and I'll be like this. And then I always end up going back to like my first thing. If I do that though, it'll be, so I just kind of go like, okay, it's gonna go there. I'm gonna get a little pop dot thing for right there. Let me find that. Okay. Here's all my little pop dots. I'm just gonna cut out a section here. I'm gonna fold it over. Stick it under here. Make it smaller. And that'll hold, take off the backings, that'll hold this part up. There we go. There we go. Okay, and I'm gonna take my glue, and I glue these down. I don't remember where I got these from. These were just little ephemera pieces that I had, probably in a big sale I bought, and you know, had a whole bunch of ephemera pieces. So I'm just trying to use up a lot of things that I have. You don't necessarily always have to buy kits, just kind of go through your house and see what you have, or you can download things for free a lot of times, or find scrapbook paper and cut images out of the scrapbook paper. I just like these flowers. I thought they went well. And then this, I'm thinking, like right there. Whoop. That's all y'all hear me say on camera. Whoop. Oops. Oh no. No. That's another one of my words. No, I can't believe that happened, or whatever. Pretty. Okay, and then I had, my chair is like slowly sinking to the ground. There we go. I have these stickers. Again, I got these in something, some craft thing. I'm trying to see what colors I like. I like that one. And I think these, that and that maybe go with that color. I don't know, we should see. So I'm gonna write, that's too dark, I think. I love these. I'm gonna write door. Whoop. And these are old, so yeah, see, they're coming up without the sticker part. So I'll just have to glue it. I'm gonna write door up at the top. In, you know, wonky way. Let's see. Yeah, see how they're just coming up, they're just peeling up without the sticker part on the back. That's okay. We'll just put glue on it. We will make do. Shows you how old these are. Some people get frustrated and they're like, oh, I can't use it because, you know, whatever, the sticker part's not, you know, working or whatever. You can still use it, just glue it on. See, that one, the sticker part came off. That one was fine, so then we just stick it. Door. Okay, so I want to write, I am the door. So maybe like right here, let's do I am. Oh, and that one did not come out. Ooh, my glue's starting to come out. And I'm gonna kind of do it wonky, because, ooh, let's see, I don't know if that's gonna blend in too much. We'll see, I could always take them off if it's gonna blend in too much and if you can't see it. I think I want it a little bit straighter. I am, and then the door. Not a door, but the door. I am. Let me see if this is going to be... Or do we want darker? Let's see, do I have T, H, no E's there. Let's see, what's this one? Let's try this. I am. It's a rainy day here, y'all. It is so quiet. I love that I get to like talk to y'all. I wish y'all can talk back. We could all keep each other company on these like rainy afternoons. We could all be crafting together. I like doing letters wonky because I can never get them straight, so I might as well just do them wonky. I am the door. Let's do door capital. And some of them are coming off with a sticker and other ones aren't. Oh, there, that one came off. D-O. O. R. So it's another I am statement. I am the door, not a door, but the door. The only way that we can be saved is through Jesus. I love that. Okay, so let me see if these have numbers. Oh, they do. Let me get rid of some of these letters. So I could put the date down here. Oh, let's see. Should we do it in light colors down here? Yeah, let's do it in these. So I don't know what the date is. Let's see, June. So we're in 6. I don't know if I'm gonna have all the numbers. Let's see, 6, 2, 8, and then 20. I don't have all the numbers. I might find some other stickers or something. Or I'll just do a date stamp probably. Maybe I'll just do it right here. Okay, anyways, we'll figure out the date stamp. But there is our page. So let's take this out. And you can always add ribbons or anything else to it. Let me make sure it's all, I'm gonna have to let this dry a little bit. But here we go. So look at that from far away. I think it looks cool. When I stand up and look at it, it's pretty cool. Here it is close up. You can see the different colors. You can see the stenciling, the washi tape that sticks out through the back. I love that. Here's the door. And then there's this page as well. I always like to, if I have a double spread, I always like to kind of carry the picture over, especially in these illuminated, or what are these, the interleaved Bibles. I like to kind of carry the image over just a tad onto the other page. I think it just adds more to it. So there we go. I hope y'all enjoyed that. Yeah, just fool around with it. Fool around with layering, see what happens, see if you guys like it. It's just like a mixed media page where you're using a variety of things, making the layers, and then as you go, don't worry about messing it up or anything. Just keep layering. And if this, like, let's say you hated this, you can literally go over this whole page with white gesso or some tempera paint and paint over the whole page and start over again. So if for some reason you just absolutely hate it, you can just paint over the whole thing and start over, or collage over it, or whatever. But I really like it. I like doing pages like this because I learn as I go, and you know, I learn different techniques, I learn how it looks, and then I know what I want to do on the next page, maybe a little differently or maybe the same. So I enjoyed this. So this one was fun. So thanks y'all so much for joining me. I hope you have a blessed day. I hope your day gets sunnier, as I hope mine does, but I kind of like sunny or rainy afternoons that I can kind of get in my PJs and hang out at home and spend time in the Word. So love y'all. Have a great day. Bye-bye.